Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today we have a job. We're going to be replacing the lock assembly on these doors. As you can see, this one is the a flat style versus the round style. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off and we're going to replace it with a round knob. When you replace these, it's a fairly easy job. I'm going to show you how to disassemble it, and then I'm going to show you how to put it back together. But let me give you an example of what kind of tools you're going to need to get this job done. Now you're probably not going to need a hammer, but I want to bring this in here because I want to show you something just in case you need to. We have a chisel just in case. We're probably not going to need it, but I have it here just in case we do need it. We need a Phillips head screwdriver, and I have this very small screwdriver because I want to show you one other thing you can do just to remove the outside door handle if that's what you choose to do. If you were just changing just the handle itself, like this handle right here, you can change the handles here and here. They sell them in like the big box stores. I know they sell them. We are going to change the whole assembly, but I want to show you how to get this off if you had to take this handle off right here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take that handle off here. It's fairly simple. You just take a very small screwdriver, and if you look right up, I'm going to turn this up so you can see. You see that little notch right there? That is how you get the outside handle off. You just take this piece here and you push down on that small little tab, and then you pull. I'm going to rotate it so you can push it in like this, and then you just rock it back and forth a little bit, and it comes right off just like that. All right, but we are going to change the whole assembly, so we're not going to worry about this. We're just going to put this down on the side right now. And the way you take this apart is you'll come to the back of the door over here, and you'll see in here Phillips head screws. Those are the screws we're going to take out. Now if you need to, you can always move the handle so you have a little bit more room to work if you need to. I will edit this just so you know. Okay, so I did put the outside handle on because I just wanted, I normally would do it like this, but I don't want to block your view. So we're just going to move it down like this, and we're going to take this screw here, and we're going to unscrew it. And we're going to do the exact same thing here. We're going to take out the second screw. Hold on to it because sometimes it will just fall off. And then you just take this handle off like this, and this one comes out like this. Now, obviously I did put the handle back on, but this is how the lock assembly goes together around the door itself. We're going to put this down for now. We're going to come up onto the side right here, and we're going to remove the latch that actually snaps into the door. Again, it's Phillips head screws. Okay. And then this piece we're going to take out. I just want to point this out to you before I take it totally out. You see how this is tapered right here? This is flat on this side here, how it's rounded around. That's the part that needs to close into the door. You cannot put it back on like that because this will not close. It'll just bang into it and it won't turn. So we have to make sure we put the new one back on just like this. So we're going to take this down. We're going to take our replacement here. Remember, we're going to put it this way, this part here, facing towards the door itself. We put this in here, and you see how this fits in here? This fits in here really well. If this did not fit in there like this, and if there was some wood that was actually there that was interfering with it, that's when you would take your chisel and you would come in here and you would just notch out where you need to remove. If you needed to remove a little section here, you would just put the chisel on like this, and you would actually, put the chisel on like this, and you would just give it a bang in the back, and you would take out the pieces of wood that you needed to. That's not the case here. The lock itself actually fits really well. It's an exact replacement for it. So that's how it goes. We're going to put our 2 screws back in here first. Same thing here on the top. Now before you tighten anything up, you want to get both screws caught and then just snug them in by hand. You're not going to tighten them in real tight, because if you tighten them in too tight, you run the possibility of stripping out the door itself. So snug them in, just like that. And then we're going to take our replacement lock, and obviously we know that the lock portion goes into the room that you want to lock. So we're going to take this and we're going to bring it around. Let me get it in there first and I'll show you. This rounded barrel here, you see how this piece here is rounded off? That needs to go in. I'll put it in here and I'll show you in just 1 second. No, just come around on this side here and I'll show you real quick how you would get that in there. You see how this goes in here like this? When you try to put it in here, it doesn't go in. So you need to push this in just a little bit here, and then it fits right in here. Just like that. This way. And then we're going to take our outside handle, and we're going to put it on. This also, it only goes one way as well. You see how this inside here? This has a perfectly round cutout, and that one has a little tab sticking down. So there's only one way it can go on. Don't force it. If you try to put it on and it don't go, just turn it 180 degrees around and it'll go right on. So we're going to take this now, put it on like that. And as you can see, this turns like that. Sometimes this is a little tricky to do. So if you just pull this out a little bit like that, then you can see where your screw is going to go. I'll catch it in here and then I'll show you what I mean. Okay, you can see, looking in through the back right here, you can see where the screw has to go. So if you pull this piece out a little bit, now you can see exactly where your screw has to go. And we're going to do the same thing on this side right over here. We're going to take the screw, put it in like this. And once you have them both caught, then you can come in with your screwdriver and you can tighten them both a little bit each. that's our latch is installed on the door. So that's the way it's supposed to be. Now we're going to go over to the door frame itself, and we're going to change the other portion that the lock closes into. Shut off for 1 second. Okay, now to take this off, it's fairly easy. We're just going to be replacing it with this one right here. So what we're going to do is just take out this Phillips head screw here. And here. And sometimes these are stuck, you just pry it right off. And we're going to put a replacement back up in here, which fits pretty good. But if this didn't fit properly in here, then again you would take your chisel like this, and you would mark what has to come out, and you would chisel out whatever needs to be done. That's not the case here. It actually fits perfectly, so we're not going to worry about that. But if you had to, that's what you would do, is you would actually use your chisel and chop out the area where the new receiver portion of it has to go. Okay, that's it. And now we'll try the door, make sure it closes okay. And that's it. Perfect. Now I will point this out to you. If by chance you put this in and it doesn't line up properly, then you can just chisel out a little more of the wood on this side over here if need be. But most of the time they fit in there fairly well. All right. You may want to. You'll see this in the packaging too, and this you're probably tempted to throw it away because you're not sure what it is. But what it is right here in the door itself. This is it's not an exterior door, it's an interior door. So if you got locked out, you would put this little key in there like this, and you would turn it, and you could unlock the door so that you can get in if you happen to lock yourself out of a room. All right. That's it, it's fairly easy. Okay, so there is lots of different brands of locks out there. So depending on what kind of lock you buy to put on, it may look a little bit different, or it may even have different style knobs or whatever. But you know, this is just the one that I was putting on this particular door here. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.